Now to our top story. A lot of talk recently at the State House about pregnancy crisis centers. Supporters say they offer free services to expectant mothers, including ultrasounds and prenatal care. But opponents paint a different picture, saying the centers coerce women out of having abortions. The controversial facilities are at the center of the budget debate right now, as lawmakers decide whether or not to give pregnancy crisis centers $5 million in taxpayer money. But some Republican lawmakers are going a further step, introducing a bill that would give a tax incentive to those who give these centers money out of their own pockets. Molly Martinez reports.
Pregnancy crisis centers, like this one that sits a stone's throw from OSU campus, are once again at the center of the women's health care debate.
This is really important because right now in the state of Ohio, we want to do everything we can to protect women and children throughout the state.
This week, Representatives Jenna Powell and Tim Ginter are introducing a bill that would give a tax break to those who make charitable donations to nonprofit pregnancy crisis centers.
I am all about local community support. So when I see a local community pregnancy center, I want people to give out of their own pockets. And this is one way that as a state government, we can kind of push forth a little initiative for people to sacrifice out of their own pockets to do so.
Here's how it would work. If you donate $100 to a nonprofit pregnancy crisis center, you would get $50 back through a fully refundable tax credit. It's worth noting, a co-sponsor of the bill, Republican Candace Keller, is a full-time director of a pregnancy resource center in Middletown. Opponents of the bill say this is not only unethical, it's making those who don't agree foot the bill.
The important thing to know is this is a tax credit, not a deduction. So if you gave money to a charitable organization, you might be able to write that off your taxes and lower your tax responsibility a small amount. This is just a kickback, where if you hand $100 to a fake women's health center, the state of Ohio, the taxpayers, would give you back 50% of your gift. That's wrong.
When asked about it, this is what sponsor Jenna Powell had to say.
This bill specifically is saying, hey, as a community, give out of the own, generosity of your hearts, and the government's then going to step in and say, okay, we see that you're doing that. Here's a deduction that you can take on your taxes for giving that.
But is that deduction funded by other taxpayers? But the other sponsor of the bill, Representative Tim Ginter, says it's not the taxpayers who are footing the bill. People who make these donations simply pay less. He also contends that this bill is a solution to a greater problem within the pro-life, pro-choice debate.
Well, I think one of the criticisms of the pro-choice supporters is that they find it hypocritical of us who are pro-life. I've heard it over and over again, that we seek to limit abortion access, and yet we don't provide resources or support for pregnant mothers. And so this bill is a step towards increasing the capacity of those centers to help pregnant ladies. And I surely the pro-choice groups would be in favor of giving pregnant women another choice.
But opponents say the exact opposite is true.
When a person is pregnant and looking for information, they deserve medically accurate, scientifically correct, factual information. That's not what these facilities are providing. They're ideologically driven, and they're giving biased information out to people who think that they are in a health facility, but really this is a storefront designed to shame people out of considering abortion options.
The bill will be stalled during congressional recess, but will likely be picked back up by committee later this fall. For Spectrum News, I'm Molly Martinez.